So it's been a busy week for games. We've had the Sony State of Play on Tuesday, and then the Summer Games Fest by Jeff Keighley. And I've watched both, and I want to spend a bit of time today talking about the games on there that have particularly caught my eye, and particularly one that I really didn't see coming. The State of Play began with Wolverine, which we've obviously known has been coming for a long time. I've seen mixed reactions to Wolverine, and I've got to admit, like, I'm kind of in the same boat. Like, don't get me wrong, I will pre-order it. I will play it on day one. I really enjoyed both of Insomniac's Spider-Man games. Narrative, story-driven, single-player, third-person. Like, that is exactly what I'm into. I don't know. Like, it didn't, like, that demo that they showed, it didn't absolutely speak to me, but it doesn't change how I feel about the game. Now, one that really surprised me, and one that definitely caught my eye straight away, was Until Dawn 2. When the trailer started, for me, like, it almost gave me like Far Cry vibes, particularly Far Cry 3. I have heard other people say that. And I was thinking to myself, like, surely it's not a new Far Cry. Like, it didn't look like it was running on the Ubisoft engine, but the vibe of it really gave off a lot of Far Cry energy, I would say. And then more and more throughout, I was thinking, is it a Dark Pictures anthology game? I'm big into those. I'm not a big horror game person, as I'll discuss in a minute, but the Dark Anthology games where you're playing co-op, online co-op, me and my friend, we've played every single one of them. The further and further the trailer went, it was pretty clear that it was a game either by the same people or very, very similar. And then obviously it was revealed to be Until Dawn 2. And I think I'm right in saying that it's exclusive to PlayStation, but it's not made by Supermassive, which is the developer that made Until Dawn 1 and then is currently making all the Dark Pictures games. It's not made by them. So I guess it's just the IP that has been licensed out to this particular developer. But yeah. Now, another game that I didn't even know existed until the other day is Clutch. A few things that throw me off about it. Number one, the main guy in it, I'm pretty sure, is the guy who played Ryan in Doctor Who. But also the thing that really stands out to me about it is that it's made by ex-developers of Forza Horizon. So they left Playground Games, set up their own studio called Maverick Games, and they've been working on this, which is like essentially Forza Horizon with more of a story, from what I gather, which I think is interesting. I think for me personally, I've been playing a lot of Forza Horizon 6 over the last few weeks, and the thing that lets it down for me, not that, like, you know, it's a driving game, so this isn't particularly important in the grand scheme of things, but the thing that lets Forza Horizon down for me is just like the voice acting and the writing and the dialogue. I've gone so far as to turn off the radio DJ in Forza Horizon 6 because I just find it jarring. So a game that is essentially Forza Horizon with more of a story, like, to me, that sounds like a really interesting pitch. The next one that stood out to me is the Tomb Raider game, which is Legacy of Atlantis. Now, this is a remake of a Tomb Raider that came out, I don't know when, early 2000s or something like that. I didn't play that. So, yeah, but I mean, it looks good. Now, one that was shown even before the State of Play, so this was just randomly, I just saw this on Twitter on the day of, I think it was Tuesday, was the Toy Story, the new Toy Story sort of remaster, remake package. When Toy Story 3 came out, my friend had it on PS3, and I never played it. I watched him play it, and I never bought it for myself. Obviously, I was a kid at the time. I've always, like, kind of been really interested in the idea of giving it a go. It's quite often discounted, and I've quite often contemplated buying it. But this might be the thing that pushes me over the edge. The final game of the State of Play was the new God of War game, which I didn't realise until after the showcase that it was going to be a mainline God of War game. There's obviously been rumours about it, of what Sony Santa Monica are working on, and I'd seen the rumors that there was potentially a game coming that was based on Kratos' wife, Faye. But I kind of expected it to be like a spin-off, I guess, and have its own title. The fact that it is called God of War Laufey, I think, is interesting. So it's essentially like it isn't really a spin-off. It is a mainline game. I think before the showcase, I was intrigued, but I can't say that when I've been playing God of War 2018 and Ragnarok that like Kratos' wife particularly piqued my interest. I know that she is in it, kind of like in flashbacks and in his mind, or supposedly. But I can't say that I was particularly invested in it. Following the 20-minute or so demo that they showed at the State of Play, I'm really interested in it. I really like the idea that it literally picks up from when they cremate her at the beginning of 2018. I like how it's a mixture of different cultures. You know, there's like, I think there's an Egyptian god of war and an Asian god of war, and like I find that interesting. Now, moving on to the Summer Game Fest, there were a lot of games that were horror games that looked very good, but I am not a horror game person. If you ask my friends, I just panic. So there were some horror games that were shown, like the new Silent Hill game. That looks really cool. I think that's set in like a British coastal town. The new Resident Evil was shown, which looked really good. Again, I like watching people play Resident Evil on YouTube. I don't like playing it myself. One of the ones that really stood out to me at the Summer Game Fest was Crossfire. Now, they kind of like teed this up by saying that it was made by previous Naughty Dog employees, I think they said Infinity Ward as well. But as soon as they said Naughty Dog, obviously, I mean, you can see that I've got Last of Us behind me. Like, as soon as they said Naughty Dog, that got me sat up, and I was very interested to see what it would be. I'm pretty sure it's the same actor, the female actor that was in Modern Warfare 2019. I think she plays Farah. I'm pretty sure. I mean, she looked very similar. I'm pretty sure it's the same actor. But it looked interesting, this one. I would say, like the story, like I didn't really get a sense of what the story would be, so I can't say like it massively hooked me. I think they said that it was kind of one person from two different factions. They have to work together or something like that. But I think visually, like, it looks really good. Animation wise, you can definitely tell it's been made by people who have worked at Naughty Dog in the past. Second to last would be the 007 DLC. I'm actually playing 007 right now. I'm about 11 hours in or so. I've been to the location that this DLC is set in, because it's obviously set in a location that the base game goes to. But I didn't expect them to announce a DLC so quickly. Like I say, I haven't even finished the story for 007 yet. So finally, the thing that got me sat up the most is actually a DLC, and it's the Mafia The Old Country DLC that they announced last night. I was there at opening night live at Gamescom when they first showed Mafia The Old Country. I'm a big fan of all of the Mafia games. I'd say probably The Old Country is one of, if not the best game I played last year. I really enjoyed it. Really liked the story, the visuals, the cutscenes, just like I'm a sucker for games that are very like movie-like, which is why I like Rockstar and why I like Naughty Dog games as well. I did not expect to see Enzo from The Old Country in a trailer, and the story of this DLC, from what I can gather, is Enzo goes on a job that involves the young Don Salieri from the first Mafia game, because obviously Mafia The Old Country is set before any of the previous Mafia games, and there was talk even before the base game came out, that maybe there would be characters. And I think there were characters from the older Mafia games that were kind of like Easter eggs that were featured in the old country. But yeah, like August the 14th, that one comes out. For me, at least, that will be a day one. Like, I loved Mafia the Old Country. We still haven't got the Xbox Game Showcase, which is tomorrow. I mean, if you're interested in my thoughts on what I want from that, the video that I did last week, my previous video, talks all about that. It's going to be really interesting to see what Xbox have to show tomorrow.